Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Madison. It is nice to meet you. This video is going to be something I have not done before, but I just wanted to test this out and see if you guys enjoyed it. So I see a lot of long form study with me videos that are a few hours long, and I love using them to do homework and to study and stuff. So I'm definitely going to be doing those closer to finals, but I thought it would just be fun to kind of give you some studying motivation tonight. It's a Sunday night. It is 4:25. I have had kind of a rough day today. We will get more into that, but I have to get a lot of work done. So I thought I would just like write out my to-do list with you guys. There will be a lot of montages in here, but I'm also going to be taking breaks from my studying to kind of talk about some topics that I want to talk about, including perfectionism in law school, how to deal with being a perfectionist in law school. I know I am one, and it is really hard to be a perfectionist in law school because there's no such thing as perfection. I'm going to kind of just walk you through my to-do list. What do we have to do for the week? What am I going to accomplish tonight? Lots of studying, montages. Definitely going to go more in depth as to what I'm studying, how I'm studying, and all that kind of stuff. If you enjoy this video, please let me know so I do more videos like this. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Madison. I'm a 1L at Washington University in St. Louis. I would love to have you as a subscriber. It means so much to me when you subscribe, and you should turn my post notifications on because I don't have a posting schedule. I just throw videos up whenever. And you can follow me on Instagram if you'd like as well. So without further ado, we are going to get into this quasi study with me video, and we're going to get a lot of stuff done. So like I said, it's 4:30 and it is Sunday, and I have a few things that I need to do. Today has just been a mess. I had to turn in the first draft of my memo, and I had a lot of problems with it. Formatting issues, content issues. I just had a lot of issues with it, and it took up a big majority of my morning. I finally got it sorted out. She's turned in. I feel not super confident about it, but it's okay. I'm not mad about it. That's really all I've done today. So I have quite a few things I need to do. Let's go up and let's write my to-do list for the week. We love a fresh whiteboard. All right, I'm gonna write down everything that I have to do for every class for the entire week. It is about to get very intimidating up in here, let me tell you that. This is the to-do list for the week. As you can see, yesterday I read all of property for the week. I was feeling very ambitious. I'm very thankful that I did that. I don't know how I did it. It was a lot of cases, but we somehow managed. The game plan is to do all the cases for contracts, do the problems and read the restatement. So contracts for the week will be done. And then do torts for Tuesday, and then outline intentional torts. Because I have not outlined for torts yet. That's the only class I haven't outlined for, and that's because we are finishing intentional torts this week. We start negligence on Thursday. I thought that starting the outline after we finish intentional torts made the most sense. It would make the most sense in my head. The goal is to really finish a lot of the stuff with these three classes early in the week because I do have my final memo. As you can see, it's sitting there menacingly. She takes up a small amount of space, but she's a big issue that we gotta worry about. This is the setup that I have whenever I do notes. So here we're in week 6, so I have 2 cases to brief, but the 2 cases take up almost 20 pages, so these cases are gonna be kind of intensive. I just like to read the problem and kind of get a feel for how I might respond in class if I get called on, but I don't think way too much about it, so I have to do those as well. And then here we go. All right, I'm in property right now. I need to go to contracts. We are in outputs and requirements and mutual, I can't talk. We are in output and requirements and mutuality of obligation. And then here I keep my little cute highlighters. I really do love highlighters for briefing cases, book briefing. It makes things way easier. I have all my different colors, and I just keep a pen just to write notes in the margin. Then I have my case book and my restatements and some water because stay hydrated. So we're gonna get to work. I hope this motivates you to study. I will check in with you after I finish these contract cases. It is 6:04. I don't know if you can see that, but cases for contracts are done. So now I'm going to look over the problems and class notes and assignments. I have a separate document for all of the problems that we talk about in class, and in my notes, like when we talk about a problem, I'll note that we talked about it, so when I outline, I can reference the problems in my outline. Did that make any sense? I don't even think that made sense. I'm sorry, my brain is fried from these promissory estoppel cases. I have 3 problems, so I'm just gonna read through them, make some notes on them. I don't usually like try to solve them because there's really no way to solve them, but I just like to be prepared in case I get cold called. So I'm gonna read through these. Hopefully it won't take that long, and then we can move on to torts. It is around 6:30. I've been doing homework for like almost 2 hours now. I did all the cases for contracts, and I did 2 out of the 3 problems, and I read the restatement, so I need to cross that out. I only have 1 more problem to do. I'm just done with contracts. That's it. You know when you just hit a point where you're just like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. That's what I hit. I'm done with contracts. I'm ready to move on to torts. I think I'm gonna make some dinner, and then I have to read some pages in my case book and watch the videos for tomorrow, and then I'm gonna start outlining. I hope I can get a lot of outlining done. I really only wanna work until like 8:30 or 9 at the latest tonight. I don't like working super late. So we're just gonna see how much we can get done. If I don't get the intentional tort stuff done, that is completely fine. I'm not super pressed about it. But yeah, we will see what happens. But I need to eat because I am starving and I need a break from thinking. Okay guys, back from dinner. We are working on defenses to intentional torts right now to wrap up intentional torts. So we're going to talk about the special case of consent. I only have like a few pages to read. My torts professor never really assigns a ton of reading. It's usually like 5 to 6 pages at the most. And then we have like videos to watch and supplemental material, which I actually prefer. I mean, who wouldn't prefer that? Less reading, the better. But yeah, so I'm gonna read this now, and then I have a couple videos to watch. And yeah, so we're doing it. Okay, hi. I am coming on here to give you guys a update on the night and also talk very briefly, just kidding, what is ever brief with me? I'm very long-winded, but I want to talk about perfectionism and motivation in this little segment of the video before I close it out. So we're going to do a little law school update. How am I feeling? Let's check in before we start week number 6 of school, and I'm going to talk about perfectionism as well. But first, I'm going to talk about what I got done tonight. So I feel like I set myself up for a pretty good week. My work for my doctrinal classes is pretty much done except for torts on Thursday. Other than that, I just have to finish the torts outline. I started it. I didn't get as far as I would have liked, but it's already almost 9 o'clock. I was kind of like goofing around, but I did like a good amount of work on it. So I have to finish that at some point this week, and I have to do my contracts outline at some point this week. Other than that, I'm pretty much set up to not really have to worry about my doctrinal classes at all this week, and I can focus mostly on my memo, because that's going to be a struggle. If you watch my week in my life that I'm going to start filming tomorrow, you'll see all about the memo as I work on it throughout the week. But I want to talk about perfectionism. I know a lot of people who watch my videos have told me that they have very similar personality types to me, and they're very type A, very organized, have very high expectations for themselves. Yeah, I'm really like that. I am such a perfectionist. In undergrad, I really worked hard. It was really hard for me to put things down. And I feel like when people ask what the biggest weakness is, it's really easy to say, like, I work too hard, like, you know, but like, I really do feel like my biggest downfall is being able to say, I'm done with this. I have a hard time even with videos, being like, I'm done with this video is good, I'm happy with it, I'm gonna put it up. I have a hard time with that. I have a hard time turning papers in and thinking this is good enough. For me, it's never good enough. I have very bad perfectionistic tendencies about things that I care about. And school has always been one of those things. So law school has been really hard. And I wanted to talk about this as my memo is coming up because that's something I can already tell. It's going to be impossible for me to turn it in and feel good about it. It's just going to be impossible because I've never done one before that's been graded in law school. I don't really know what I'm doing, and I just know that at the end of this week, I'm not going to be happy with the final result. I'm just going to have to turn it in and be done with it. With the assignments, I know I'm going to have the perfectionist thing with my outlines. I can already feel it, and it's so weird because my outlines are just for me, you know, they're just for me to study off of, but for some reason I want them to be perfect, and I know they're not going to be perfect. I know I'm starting them now, I'm going to be working on them for months on months, and they're still not going to be perfect when the exam comes. I know that, but it's not going to stop me from really trying to make it perfect. Law school, I think, is a perfectionist's biggest nightmare. It's like prolonged exposure therapy to rid yourself of perfectionistic tendencies, I'm telling you, because really you're never gonna be perfect. There's always something that you can improve on. Like, I'd get grades back in undergrad and it would be like 10 out of 10, great job. That could never happen in law school. That's just not how it is. There's always going to be something that you could have done better. You could have raised this point, you could have supported this point with another piece of evidence or a different argument, you could have addressed something else. I mean, you're really just never gonna be perfect in law school. So it is a great way to kind of get rid of those tendencies because, you know, you have to, or else you'll just be perpetually stressed out and having breakdowns every day. But when I turned in my first memo and I got it back and there was so much criticism, it really is hard for a perfectionist to deal with. It really is, because it's just like, and it's normal, you know, that's my moral of the story, is it's normal. That's how it's supposed to be. If your legal writing professor handed you back your memo and said this is 100% perfect, great job, like, what? Like, in what universe would that happen? Like, why are you even in law school? Just take the bar already, you know? It really is part of the process. Like, it's their job to make you think like a lawyer, write like a lawyer, do all the things like a lawyer. They have to challenge you, they have to mark up all of your things, they have to tell you you're doing it wrong to get you to learn to think a certain way. So that's kind of how I'm coping with it, because it has been kind of hard. I think I finally hit a point where I'm just gonna accept, like, I'm gonna work hard on things, like I'm gonna do my best on this memo, but I'm not gonna sit there and beat myself up about it and hold myself to an unrealistically high standard. And I'm not gonna like sit there and stare at it for hours on hours on hours wondering what I could change to make it better. When it gets to a point where I think I'm done with it, I'm gonna turn it in. I know, revolutionary, Madison, you're gonna turn the memo. Yes, I'm gonna turn in the memo when I feel like I'm done with it, instead of sitting there thinking, oh, I could have done this different. And I still think, even after I turn it in, I'm gonna be laying in bed that night and be like, oh, I could have changed that sentence, you know, because that's just how I am. But I'm really going to work on it. Other than like the perfectionist thing, I've actually been having a really good time with school. I know I usually come on here in these update chat videos and I just say like, I've been really anxious, I've been really stressed, I've been really overwhelmed. I haven't really been feeling that, and I know some people are gonna comment and say like, oh, just wait, you're at that point in the semester when you think you have it under control, and then all of a sudden, yes, I am prepared that this is going to be short-lived, but right now I feel good. I remember on Friday at the end of last week, I felt amazing. I don't know if you guys have followed my vlogs and you've watched all of them, you can watch the playlist, but I think in the first couple of vlogs I talked a lot about how I was very anxious and how it was manifesting in physical symptoms. I wasn't able to sleep, my stomach was really messed up, it was just really bad. I feel like I've gotten over that initial hump. I'm definitely not experiencing a ton of anxiety anymore, and I think a lot of that has to do, I've been working out more, I've just been taking more care of myself. I haven't been feeling guilty if I'm not doing schoolwork, so that's been really good. I haven't been dealing with a lot of anxiety. Motivation is hard. I answered a question about this a couple videos ago, like how do you keep motivation? This past week, motivation was hard. I don't know how it's gonna be this week. It just changes. I mean, today I was feeling decently motivated. Yesterday I was really motivated. I got a lot done. But I think you just kind of have to accept in law school that motivation is something that is there one day, it's not there another day, and there's not really a cause for it. So motivation and perfectionism have been my two struggles as of late, but the anxiety and the feelings of being overwhelmed haven't been as bad. I feel like the best way you can mitigate feeling overwhelmed is just to be as proactive as possible. I think in the past couple weeks since I've started my outlines I've been reviewing, that's kept me from feeling overwhelmed, because it's not like, oh god, like I have to start my outline, I really need to start it, because I've already started it. So it's really helped me feel less overwhelmed, and I felt like I've been able to manage my stress a lot better. No, but I just wanted to come on here and chat. I really love doing like the mental health updates, but I don't throw them in every single vlog. I like to talk about what I'm struggling with, and like also struggles I've overcame, because you know, it's not always just, oh, like I'm so nervous and I hate all this. Like there are some good things. I am really enjoying law school so far. I am enjoying it so much. I gush about it to everybody. You can ask people. I talk about law school all the time, because not only is it like what I'm doing all the time, but I really enjoy it. If I could go back and talk to myself a year ago, I was starting the application process and I was kind of questioning my whole life. I would go back and tell her like, girl, you're making the right choice. Go to law school. It's really fun. I just don't think that gets talked about enough either. It's how fun law school is. Law school is fun. I know. Nobody ever says that. They complain about it. It's fun. But yeah, I really don't have a ton else to say in this video. I hope you kind of enjoyed it. It was kind of random. We got some studying done. I hope it gave you some motivation to do some work. We had a mental health update, law school update, where I talked for a long time, over 12 minutes to be exact. And I'm ready to start the next week of law school. I already have my blue light glasses on, so you guys know I'm about to go start editing this video to hopefully post tomorrow or Tuesday. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you should give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would love to have you as a subscriber. It means so much to me when you subscribe. And you know I'm an early bird, so it's 9 o'clock. I'm gonna try to edit a little bit, prep myself for the morning, and then I'm going to go to bed. So I'm gonna talk to you guys in my next video. Good night.